Okay, so let's look at the dark side first. The dark side has the 8 ego consciousnesses that, you know, I've been talking about these 8 consciousnesses for quite a while, but for those of you who have not been here when I was teaching about those consciousness, you have the summary here, and quickly the first 5 consciousnesses are the senses: touch, taste, sight, hearing, and smell consciousnesses. The 6 is the cognitive processing center, is the intellectual mind. The 7 consciousness is where the delusion of I and other is rooted. The 8th consciousness is the storehouse consciousness, where all our karma, good and bad, has been preserved and is never destroyed, but it can be overcome. And then the 9th consciousness is the undefiled consciousness that permeates through all of these 8 consciousnesses, but it can get obscured with those 8 ego consciousness. But Buddha nature consciousness is the deepest consciousness that everything in the universe possesses, and so do we. And then this, I call it, in here I put the wheel of ignorance, but here at home I call it the wheel of death. It's very dark. The center is ignorance, and Buddha consciousness is totally obscure. We cannot see it, we cannot use it, we cannot draw from it. It's there, but it's not available, because we are generating these poisons constantly. So this is it's also like it's almost it's a wheel. It's the wheel of defilement that keeps going around. And then you turn, and each you see, like, you still see the colors a little bit, where they are dark. Envy is green and belongs to the first 5. I have the numbers there because they correspond to the 5 first consciousnesses. So when we transform envy, the 5 first consciousness transform too. When we transform attachment, we transform the 6th consciousness too. When we transform pride, we transform also the 7th consciousness. And when we transform anger, we also transform the 8th consciousness. So then when we do transformation, that's what we get. This is the flower I'm bringing to you, not the other one. And I mean, which flower do you prefer? So again, you know, the 5th consciousness, envy, transform into all-accomplishing wisdom. Attachment, 6th consciousness, transform in discerning wisdom. 7th consciousness, transform wisdom of equanimity. 8th consciousness, transform mirror-like wisdom. We have ignorance is overcome, but ignorance doesn't have to be overcome all at once. It overcomes little by little, so things start lightening up little by little. So we eat a black elephant bite by bite. Don't worry, just start working on it and things will start lightening up. So then we realize that things are not solid, actually that they are empty of any particular conception or ideas. And then through emptiness, which is the wisdom of Dharmakaya, of the Dharmakaya, we enter the Buddha consciousness, and all of the 3 bodies emanate out of Buddha consciousness, and Sambhogakaya is the realm of the light. The Nirmanakaya is our present form, physical form, which we can use to transform the poisons, to realize the Sambhogakaya, and through the Dharmakaya we also enter Buddha consciousness and realize the Nirmanakaya and the Sambhogakaya. So we realize all-accomplishing wisdom. We become of the family of Amoghasiddhi Buddha, or action, or Buddha of action. Transformation of the poison of attachment into discerning wisdom. We become bodies of Amitabha Buddha and enter into the lotus family of Buddhas. Transformation of pride and arrogance into the wisdom of equanimity. We become bodies of Ratnasambhava Buddhas and enter into the jewel family of Buddhas. And transformation of anger into mirror-like wisdom. We become bodies of Aksobhya Buddha and we become parts of the diamond family of Buddhas. And I really like to hang around with this crowd. And yeah, I think I'm going to choose them like my best friends. And so you too, I mean, can have them as best friends.